You can spend 2 consecutive hours scrolling the feed. You can watch an entire season without even noticing time pass. You can dive into short videos until your eyes burn. You keep moving your finger almost automatically. One piece of content pulls the next without effort. Time dissolves without resistance, and you barely perceive the accumulation of minutes. But when you try to sit for 30 minutes to do something that really matters, something locks up. Your energy seems to drop abruptly. Your motivation fades without clear explanation. The task suddenly appears heavier than it is, and starting feels disproportionately difficult. Suddenly, the chair becomes uncomfortable. The silence becomes heavy. Your own thought turns into distraction. Small noises gain exaggerated importance. Your body searches for excuses to move. Your attention fragments easily, and discomfort grows out of proportion. And it is not lack of intelligence. It is not lack of potential. It is not laziness either. It is not a character flaw. It is not moral weakness. It is not destiny, and it is not permanent. There is a silent reason behind this. A mechanism that operates in the background. A biological pattern acting without you noticing. A conditioning built over time, and it influences your daily decisions. And if you stay with me until the end, you will understand why important tasks seem so difficult, why your mind resists precisely what can transform your life, and, mainly, how to reconfigure your brain so that the difficult begins to seem natural. You will see the logic behind the resistance. You will recognize the pattern in your routine. You will understand the hidden incentives, and you will perceive that change is possible. But before that, let me ask you something uncomfortable. Answer honestly to yourself. Do not rationalize. Do not minimize. Just observe your experience. When was the last time you managed to stay 20 minutes totally focused, without checking your phone, without switching tabs, without seeking a small stimulus, without interrupting yourself voluntarily, without opening another application, without looking for quick relief, without escaping the effort? If that question bothered you, it is because it touched something real. Discomfort often signals truth. Resistance reveals sensitivity. Your reaction contains information, and it deserves attention. We live in an era where pleasure is immediate, constant, and portable. Stimuli accompany us everywhere. Access is uninterrupted. Connectivity never sleeps, and temptation fits in your pocket. We no longer need to hunt, plant, or wait. Effort was replaced by immediacy. Delay became optional. Patience became rare, and gratification became instant. The reward is one touch away. One click delivers novelty. One swipe changes the scene. One notification promises something new, and anticipation renews constantly. And here is the paradox. It is subtle but powerful. It operates daily. It shapes behavior silently, and it creates internal conflict. You know that studying, training, organizing your life, developing a skill, or taking care of your health would bring deep benefits in the long term. You intellectually recognize the value. You understand the logic. You agree with the importance. You even advise others about it. You know. You are aware. You have information. You have examples. And you have intention. But even so, your body chooses the easiest path. Comfort wins the dispute. Effort is postponed. Discipline is delayed. And the cycle repeats. Why? What explains this contradiction? What drives this automatic choice? What mechanism influences this decision? And what sustains this pattern? The answer begins with a small chemical substance inside your brain, dopamine. It operates in neural circuits. It influences motivation. It affects anticipation. And it modulates behavior. Many people call dopamine the pleasure molecule. This expression became popular. It spread in self-help content. It simplified a complex concept, and it created misunderstanding. But that is a subtle mistake. It confuses function with sensation. It reduces a broader mechanism. It hides important nuance. And it distorts interpretation. Dopamine is not pleasure. It is not the enjoyment itself. It is not satisfaction. It is not contentment. It is not fulfillment. Dopamine is anticipation. It precedes the reward. It signals possibility. It prepares action. And it activates pursuit. It is desire. It is projection into the future. It is expectation. It is motivational tension. And it is forward movement. It is impulse. It mobilizes energy. It pushes initiative. It reduces inertia. And it directs behavior. It does not make you like the reward. It does not guarantee satisfaction. It does not create meaning. It does not define value. And it does not ensure happiness. It makes you want to run after it. It stimulates pursuit. It increases drive. It amplifies focus on the target. And it reinforces repetition. It is the energy that pushes you in the direction of something that promises reward. It orients your attention. It prioritizes stimuli. It biases decisions. And it strengthens habits. Now imagine this. Visualize the daily routine. Observe your interactions. Notice the frequency of stimuli. And consider the repetition. Each notification, each short video, each automatic episode of the next series is like a small, unpredictable prize. It contains novelty. It carries uncertainty. It promises surprise. And it stimulates curiosity. And the brain loves unpredictability. Variable rewards intensify engagement. Uncertainty increases anticipation. Randomness strengthens repetition. And surprise amplifies dopamine release. In classic studies with animals, scientists placed rodents in front of a lever. Each time they pressed it, they received a direct stimulus in the brain's reward system. The mechanism was simple. The response was measurable. The effect was intense. And the behavior escalated. They pressed repeatedly. They reduced other activities. They prioritized the stimulus. They ignored alternatives. And they persisted compulsively. They ignored food. They ignored rest. They neglected survival needs. They minimized recovery. And they focused exclusively on stimulation. Some reached exhaustion. They depleted energy. They compromised balance. They surpassed limits. And they persisted despite cost. When the researchers blocked dopamine, the same animals had no motivation even to seek food. Initiative disappeared. Effort declined. Drive diminished. And engagement collapsed. If they placed the food in their mouths, they ate normally. The capacity remained intact. The pleasure response persisted. The function was preserved, and the behavior occurred passively. But they did not get up to seek it. They did not initiate action. They did not mobilize effort. They did not pursue reward, and they remained inert. This reveals something deep. Motivation precedes enjoyment. Drive differs from pleasure. Action requires activation, and chemistry influences choice. Dopamine is not about liking. It is not about taste. It is not about satisfaction. It is not about comfort. And it is not about delight. It is about acting. It is about moving. It is about initiating. It is about pursuing. And it is about striving. Without enough dopamine, you do not move. Initiative weakens. Effort declines. Tasks stall. And apathy increases. With excessive and constant dopamine, you recalibrate your standard. Sensitivity decreases. Baseline shifts. Tolerance develops. And normal stimuli lose impact. And here enters something that almost no one speaks about clearly. Dopaminergic tolerance. It builds gradually. It operates silently. It alters perception. And it reshapes motivation. Your brain seeks balance. It regulates intensity. It protects stability. It adjusts thresholds, and it compensates excess. Always. In every context, under every condition, through adaptation, and through recalibration. If you expose your mind daily to intense stimuli, social media, fast videos, games, sugar, pornography, constant notifications, your brain begins to adapt. It normalizes exaggeration. It expects intensity. It anticipates novelty. And it demands stimulation. It reduces the sensitivity of the receptors. Response weakens. Excitement decreases. Impact diminishes. And tolerance increases. It is as if the volume has been too high for so long that the system lowers the sound to protect itself. Protection becomes priority. Overload triggers adjustment. Excess produces compensation. And intensity is recalibrated downward. The problem? Consequences appear subtly. Motivation shifts gradually. Satisfaction narrows. And attention fragments. Common, natural, important activities begin to seem dull. They lack contrast. They lack intensity. They lack novelty. And they lack immediate reward. Reading a book seems slow, seems demanding, seems quiet, seems unstimulating. Studying something complex requires sustained focus, demands patience, offers delayed reward, and provides gradual progress. Physical exercise requires effort, generates discomfort, produces slow results, and lacks instant novelty. Not because they are bad, not because they lack value, not because they are ineffective, not because they are meaningless, but because comparison distorts perception. But because your brain was conditioned to constant fireworks, intensity became baseline, peaks became normal, stimulation became constant, and moderation became invisible. You get used to peaks, you expect elevation, you anticipate excitement, you crave novelty, and you avoid neutrality. And real life is made of lit candles, not explosions. It progresses slowly. It rewards gradually. It builds quietly. And it sustains steadily.